Have you ever imagined the day when the Iraqi dinar finally gets recognized on major global Forex platforms? Well, that moment might just be happening right now. Reports are popping up everywhere, and investors and currency enthusiasts across the globe are buzzing with excitement. The Iraqi dinar exchange rates are reportedly showing up on international trading systems, and that's massive news for anyone who's followed the IQD story over the years. If you've been holding dinar or even just curious about what's happening, this is your moment to tune in. Today, we're breaking down what's new, what it could mean for investors, and how it might shape the global financial scene. Grab a cup of coffee because what's happening could be a total game changer for millions. For years, the Iraqi dinar has mostly been missing from mainstream Forex markets. Trading it wasn't easy. It often happened through smaller dealers, brokers, or private exchanges, which kept everyday investors out of the loop. That led to a mix of speculation, excitement, and plenty of frustration among those who've held onto their dinar for years. But now things seem to be changing fast. Reports are suggesting that the IQD exchange rate is visible on several major Forex platforms, which is a huge leap forward. For many, this is the moment they've been waiting for. Seeing the IQD listed alongside global currencies means new access and maybe even a bit more legitimacy, giving people a reason to rethink their strategies. So what does it actually mean for the Iraqi dinar to show up on these trading platforms? In simple terms, it means there's finally enough demand and stability to support real trading. The Forex market runs 24/7, where traders all over the world buy and sell currencies in real time. For the IQD being recognized, there could mean growing liquidity and international confidence in Iraq's economy. Now, that doesn't mean the dinar's value is about to explode overnight, but it does mean the world is starting to pay attention. Banks, brokers, and investors can now see real charts and movement, which can lead to more volume, more trading, and maybe, over time, a rise in credibility. Iraq's road to economic stability has been anything but easy, but progress is clearly being made. Decades of conflict, instability, and corruption have made global investors cautious, yet the country's been pushing through steady reforms to rebuild and modernize its financial system. Steps like improving transparency, cutting corruption, and working closely with international partners have helped rebuild trust. When you add Iraq's massive oil reserves to the mix, it's easy to see why investors are starting to take notice. Seeing the dinar appear on Forex charts may be a sign that Iraq's reputation is improving and confidence is returning. If you're new to currency trading, it helps to understand how these platforms work. In Forex, currencies are traded against one another, and prices move based on supply, demand, and global stability. Big names like the US dollar, euro, and British pound dominate the space because of their reliability and volume. For the IQD to join that list, there has to be growing confidence that it's stable enough for international trade. It doesn't guarantee massive profits overnight, but it does mean the dinar is stepping onto a stage it's been locked out of for years. Over time, that visibility could build momentum and help the IQD find its footing globally. Recent reports say several Forex platforms are now showing real-time Iraqi dinar rates, and that's a big deal. In the past, the dinar was barely accessible outside Iraq, and anyone wanting to buy or sell it had to go through small exchanges. Now, traders all over the world can track live prices, which adds a layer of transparency and builds confidence. That's a key step toward integrating Iraq's economy into the global financial system. For longtime holders, this finally feels like forward movement. It doesn't promise instant riches, but it does mark the beginning of Iraq's currency becoming part of the global conversation. A major reason behind this progress is Iraq's improving economy, particularly through oil. The country sits on some of the world's largest proven oil reserves, and its growing production has given the government a stronger financial position. With more revenue coming in, Iraq has been able to invest in infrastructure, stabilize its economy, and reduce financial risks. These steps give investors more confidence, which is exactly what's needed for a currency to gain traction on big trading platforms. Seeing the IQD appear, there could be proof that this trust is finally taking root. Political progress has also played a part. Over the last few years, Iraq has been focused on building a more stable government and implementing policies aimed at economic reform. That political steadiness helps reassure investors that the country is serious about its growth path. When traders see a stable government behind a currency, confidence naturally rises. The IQD's new visibility may be a reflection of that, a sign that Iraq's leadership is steering things in a more reliable direction. It's another reminder that politics and currency value go hand in hand. Now, it's important to stay realistic. Just because a currency is listed on a Forex platform doesn't mean its value will shoot up overnight. Currency markets are complicated, influenced by everything from oil prices to regional conflicts and inflation. Iraq's heavy dependence on oil means sudden drops in crude prices could impact the dinar. Likewise, political tensions or sanctions can shake confidence. So while this development is exciting, it's part of a much larger process, one that will take time and patience to play out. Here's where things get technical. Forex platforms don't just show random numbers. They list rates based on real trades happening in real time. That means the IQD's presence suggests genuine market activity, not just speculation. Unlike the unofficial estimate sites that have popped up over the years, these listings are real. Traders can actually execute buy and sell orders, watch movements, and measure liquidity. That's a major step toward turning the dinar from a rumor-driven currency into one with an active market presence. For anyone holding Iraqi dinar, this news is definitely reason for cautious optimism. It's encouraging, but it's not a get-rich-quick situation. Currency investing always carries risk, and the IQD's progress will likely be gradual. Staying informed, keeping an eye on official updates from Iraq's central bank, and watching key economic signals like inflation and oil exports are all smart moves. The focus should stay on Iraq's fundamentals, not the hype. Smart investors know that real value comes from real progress, not social media rumors. Looking back at history helps keep things in perspective. After major political or economic transitions, countries often take years to rebuild stable currencies. Think of Eastern Europe after the Soviet Union's collapse. It took steady reforms, new policies, and time for their currencies to gain strength. Iraq is following a similar path. Sustainable progress takes patience, and today's news might just be the first sign that it's working. The path is long, but it's moving in the right direction. The Central Bank of Iraq is right at the heart of this evolution. It's been modernizing the banking system, improving oversight, and tightening monetary policy. These are crucial moves for stability and credibility. The more the central bank proves it can manage inflation, strengthen the dinar, and encourage transparency, the more confidence traders will have. If Iraq keeps it up, we could eventually see the IQD shift from symbolic listings to active global trading with meaningful liquidity. That's when real change begins. Of course, global politics still play a huge role. Iraq's relationships with its neighbors and major powers affect how investors view the country's risks. Regional conflicts or diplomatic tensions could hurt the dinar's stability, while peace deals, partnerships, or trade agreements could help it grow stronger. The IQD's success depends just as much on these external factors as it does on internal progress. It's a reminder that global cooperation and stability are part of the big picture for Iraq's currency future. There are also some myths worth clearing up. Many people dream of overnight revaluation and instant millionaire stories, but that's not how real markets work. Genuine currency appreciation comes from steady economic improvement, not hype. Sudden surges are usually driven by speculation and rarely last. For the dinar to truly gain value, Iraq must stay on its path of reform, trade expansion, and financial modernization. Seeing the IQD listed is great, but it's one milestone in a much longer journey. If you're serious about following this story, the best approach is to watch the fundamentals. Keep an eye on Iraq's inflation rate, trade balance, oil revenues, and government budget. These are the things that really move currencies. Follow the central bank's statements and any updates on policy or international trade. That's how you separate facts from noise. The dinar's future will be written through consistent, data-driven growth, not through online rumors or quick profit schemes. It's also worth remembering that global recognition goes hand in hand with global participation. As Iraq becomes more integrated into international trade and finance, the dinar naturally gains more credibility. Stronger relationships, foreign investments, and economic cooperation all help the currency's reputation. For long-time holders, these developments show that Iraq is finally stepping into the global market. Not all at once, but steadily and meaningfully.